freedom, CCC 1730. God created man a rational being, conferring on him the dignity of a person who can initiate and control his own actions. God willed that man should be left in the hand of his own counsel, so that he might of his own accord seek his Creator and freely attain his full and blessed perfection by cleaving to him. Man is rational and therefore, like God, he is created in free will and is a master over his acts. Why does God want man to be free?
God wants man to be free, so that man might of his own accord seek his Creator. 2. Might freely attain his perfection by cleaving to him. But what is freedom? Freedom is the power rooted in reason and will to act or not to act, to do this or that, and so to perform deliberate actions on one's own responsibility. Reason and will form the higher part of the human soul.
When does human freedom attain its perfection?
Human freedom attains its perfection when directed toward God.
How long is there a possibility that man may fall into evil?
There is a possibility that man may fall into evil, as long as his freedom has not bound itself definitively to its ultimate good, which is God. The latter is the case only in heaven.
How does freedom grow?
Freedom grows by doing what is good.
Why is the choice to do evil an abuse of freedom?
The choice to do evil is an abuse of freedom, and because it destroys it and leads to slavery of sin.
To what extent is man responsible for his acts?
Man is responsible for his acts to the extent that they are voluntary.
How can responsibility for an action be diminished or nullified?
Responsibility for an action can be diminished or nullified by ignorance, duress, fear, inordinate attachments, and other psychological or social factors.
What act is imputable to its author?
An act directly willed is imputable to its author.
When is an action indirectly voluntary?
An action is indirectly voluntary when it results from negligence regarding something one should have known or done.
A bad effect of a directly willed action is not imputable if it was not willed either as an end of an action or as a means of an action.
When is the bad effect of a directly willed action imputable?
A bad effect of a directly willed action is imputable under two conditions. First, it was foreseeable. Second, it was avoidable.
What is the right to exercise of freedom?
The right to the exercise of freedom is the claim of every human person to be recognized by others as a free and responsible being, especially in moral and religious matters.
What follows from the abuse of human freedom in the economy of salvation?
From the abuse of human freedom in the economy of salvation follows a multitude of sins.
How does man violate his freedom?
Man violates his freedom by deviating from the moral law.
Why is the salvation wrought by Christ the source of our freedom?
The salvation wrought by Christ is the source of our freedom, because through it Christ, first, has liberated us from the bondage of sin. Second, has given us the truth that makes us free. And third, lets us glory in the liberty of the children of God.
Why is Christ's grace not a rival of human freedom?
Christ's grace is not the rival of human freedom, because the promptings of grace, on the contrary, make us grow in freedom.
Why did God will that man should be left in the hand of his own counsel?
God willed that man should be left in the hand of his own counsel, so that man might of his own accord seek his Creator and cleave to him.
Why does freedom characterize human acts?
Freedom characterizes human acts because only man's free acts belong truly to him.
Of what is the right to the exercise of freedom an unalienable requirement?
The right to the exercise of freedom is an inalienable requirement of
of the dignity of man.
What is the famous word on Christian freedom in Galatians 5?
The famous word on Christian freedom in Galatians 5 is, "For freedom Christ has set us free.